Hello, it's Corey Williams here, so far, and sorry for not uploading a video with audio. There's going to be another one coming out later today that doesn't have audio, but that was because I was recording yesterday really late. Okay, guys? So, yeah. Today, we will be doing a Hunger Games of mostly WWE superstars. In District 1, we have Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Shawn Michaels, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton. In District 2, we have John Cena, Ryback, Antonio Cesaro, and Alberto Del Rio. In District 3, we have Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Tyler Breeze, and Rusev. In District 4, we have Corey Graves, Adrian Neville, Bo Dallas, and Sami Zayn. In District 5, we have Undertaker, Rey Mysterio, Bray Wyatt, and CM Punk. In District 6, we have Mark Henry, The Jiz, The Miz, Damien Sandow, and Chris Jericho. In District 7, we have Daniel Bryan, R-Truth, The Big Slow, and Big E. In District 8, we have Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston, Goldust, and Stardust. In District 9, we have EC Manley 44, which is me, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie. In District 10, we have Luke Harper, Mr. McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Brock Lesnar. In District 11, we have Andre the Giant, Sheamus, Ricky Steamboat, and the Ultimate Warrior. In District 12, we have The Rock, Jimmy Snuka, Eddie Guerrero, and Accelerate D Custom. As the tributes stand on their podium, the horn sounds. Corey Graves runs away. Sami Zayn stays for resources. Triple H runs away. Markiplier runs away. The Miz and Rusev threaten a double suicide. It fails and they die. John Cena runs away. Mark Henry strangles R-Truth. Kevin Owens runs away. Bo Dallas grabs a jar of fishing bait while Adrian Neville gets fishing gear. Shawn Michaels runs away. Xavier Woods grabs a shield. PewDiePie runs away. Randy Orton runs away. Jimmy Snuka snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Accelerate D runs away. EC Manley 44 runs away. Eddie runs away. Sheamus, Finn Balor, and Ricky Steamboat work together to get as many supplies as possible. Goldust runs away. Brock Lesnar breaks Antonio Cesaro's nose for a basket of bread. Chris Jericho and Ultimate Warrior fight for a bag. First, Jericho gives up and retreats. The Rock runs away. Alberto Del Rio snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Luke Harper, Kofi Kingston, Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan, Dean Ambrose, and Undertaker run away. Shane McMahon and Mr. McMahon fight for a bag. Shane McMahon gives up and runs away. Ryback snatches a bottle of alcohol and a rag. Big Show runs away. Damien Sandow, Big E, and CM Punk work together to get as many supplies as possible. Andre grabs a jar of fishing bait while Rey Mysterio gets fishing gear. Jacksepticeye stays at the cornucopia for resources. Tyler Breeze runs away, and Stardust takes a sickle. Finn Balor injures himself. Antonio Cesaro explores the arena. Sami Zayn attacks Shane McMahon, but he manages to escape. Shawn Michaels runs away from Accelerate D Customs. Alberto Del Rio steals from Ryback while he isn't looking. Jimmy Snuka begs for Stardust to kill him. He refuses, keeping Jimmy Snuka alive. Bray Wyatt, The Rock, Goldust, and Mark Henry raid Ricky Steamboat's camp while he is hunting. The Big Show defeats Shane in the fight, but spares his life. Antonio Cesaro Damien Sandow tends to John Cena's wounds. PewDiePie severely injures Brock Lesnar and leads him to die. Randy Orton travels to higher ground. Mr. McMahon receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Big E discovers a river. Adrian Neville picks flowers. Eddie strains his ankle while running away from Triple H. Ultimate Warrior discovers a river. Markiplier begged for Kevin Owens to kill him. He refuses, keeping Markiplier alive. Kofi Kingston start. Tyler Breeze and Chris Jericho start fighting. But Tyler Breeze runs away as Kofi Kingston kills Chris Jericho. Bo Dallas severely injures CM Punk and leaves him to die. Daniel Bryan stalks Corey Graves. EC Manley 44 diverts Xavier's attention and runs away. Rey Mysterio travels to higher ground. Jacksepticeye and Dean Ambrose search for a water source. Andre receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor, and Luke Harper dies from an infection. 7 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The Miz, Rusev, R-Truth, Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, and Luke Harper. The Rock tries to treat his infection. Shane climbs a tree to rest. Eddie, Ryback, Shawn Michaels, and Peter Fly sleep in shifts. Damien Sandow tends Sami Zayn. Sheamus fends Sami Zayn, Sheamus, and Jimmy Snuka away from his fire. Kevin Owens convinces Adrian Neville to snuggle with him. John Cena is awoken by nightmares. Jacksepticeye tends to Big E's wound. Daniel Bryan climbs the tree to rest. Alberto Del Rio cries himself to sleep. Andre loses sight of where he is. Antonio Cesaro is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Bray Wyatt goes to sleep. Big Show, Mark Henry, and Corey Graves cheerfully sing songs together. Tyler Breeze receives an explosive. Markiplier receives an explosive. Ultimate Warrior and Ricky Steamboat hold hands. Bo Dallas, Kofi Kingston, and Randy Orton sleeps in shifts. Accelerate D Custom convinces Finn Balor to snuggle with him. Rey Mysterio and Dean Ambrose sleep in shifts. Goldust questions his sanity. Stardust, Triple H, and Undertaker discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Mr. McMahon, EC Manley 44, and Xavier Woods sleep in shifts. Bray Wyatt searches for firewood. Daniel Bryan explores the area. Adrian Neville himself. Finn Balor discovers a cave. Big E steals from Mark Henry while he isn't looking. Stardust receives medical supplies. Damien Sandow defeats Eddie in a fight, but spares his life. Jimmy Snuka decapitates Dean Ambrose with a sword. Markiplier receives fresh food. Xavier Woods runs away from Kofi Kingston. Goldust attacks The Undertaker, but manages to escape. Ultimate Warrior and Accelerate D Custom split up to search for resources. Big Show sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Jacksepticeye thinks about home. Tyler Breeze is picked by thorns. Shawn Michaels stalks me for some reason. The Rock attacks Andre, but manages to escape. Alberto Del Rio, Rey Mysterio, and Kevin Owens hunt for other tributes. Ryback practices his archery. Mr. McMahon chases Antonio Cesaro. John Cena is pricked by thorns while picking berries. PewDiePie discovers a cave. Sheamus scares Corey Graves off. Randy Orton hunts for other tributes. Shane McMahon steals from Sami Zayn while he isn't looking. Bo Dallas receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Ricky Steamboat tries to sleep through the entire day, and Triple H thinks about home. 1 cannon shot can be heard in the distance. Dean Ambrose. Shane McMahon thinks about home. Finn Balor loses sight of where he is. Corey Graves and Jimmy Snuka run into each other and decide to truce for the night. EC Manley 44 tries to treat his infection. Big Show climbs a tree to rest. Randy Orton goes to sleep. Triple H and Adrian Neville run into each other inside the truce for the night. Mark Henry passes out from exhaustion. Tyler Breeze questions his sanity. Sheamus tries to treat his infection. Ultimate Warrior goes to sleep. The Rock, Mr. McMahon, Sami Zayn, and Bray Wyatt tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Markiplier receives more fresh food. Eddie and Bo Dallas huddle for warmth. Andre and Xavier to each other and decide the truth for the night. Kofi Kingston unknowingly eats toxic berries. Rey Mysterio and Ricky Steamboat hold hands. Stardust tries to escape the arena. Accelerate D Customs tries to treat his infection. Daniel Bryan and PewDiePie talk about the tribute still alive. Roberto Del Rio, Antonio Cesaro, and Shawn Michaels cheerfully sing songs together. Damien Sandow and Ryback run into each other and decide the truce for the night. Undertaker is awoken by nightmares. Goldust screams for help. Big E and Jacksepticeye talk about the tribute still alive. Kevin Owens cries himself to sleep, and John Cena thinks about home. Kevin Owens attacks Jimmy Snuka, but he manages to escape. Shawn Michaels receives clean water. John Cena searches for a water source. Ricky Steamboat, Xavier Woods, Corey Graves, Markiplier, and Sami Zayn hunt for other tributes. Eddie tends to Antonio Cesaro's wounds. Triple H poisons Ryback's drink. He drinks it and he dies. Adrian Neville injures himself. Rey Mysterio attacks Shane McMahon, but he manages to escape. Bo Dallas camouflages himself in the bushes. Sheamus tries to keep sleep through the entire day. Tyler Breeze sets an explosive off, killing Damien Sandow. Mark Henry constructs a stack. Alberto Del Rio, Accelerate D Customs, and Jacksepticeye hunt for other tributes. The Rock chases Daniel Bryan. Undertaker picks flowers. Bray Wyatt shoots an arrow into Goldust's head. Big E throws a knife from the Ultimate Warrior's head. Mr. McMahon still stabs Finn Balor in the back with a trident. EC Manly 44 sees a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Randy Orton stabs PewDiePie with a tree branch. Andre receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Big Show sees smoke in the distance and decides not to investigate. 8 cannon shots can be beaten. Kofi Kingston, Stardust, Ryback, Damien Sandow, Goldust, Ultimate Warrior, Finn Balor, and PewDiePie. Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville talk about the tribute still alive. Antonio Cesaro destroys the Rock supplies while he is asleep. Xavier Woods, Mr. McMahon, and Shawn Michaels discuss the game and what might happen in the morning. Triple H cooks his food before putting his fire out. Bo Dallas passes out from exhaustion. Bray Wyatt and Big E tell stories to themselves to each other. Jimmy Snuka, where he is. EC Manly 44 attempts to Sheamus' wounds. Ricky Steamboat looks at the night sky. Accelerate D Customs, Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, and Andre tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Big Show receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Shane McMahon tends Jacksepticeye's wounds. Daniel Bryan and Corey Graves talk about tributes still alive. Tyler Breeze tries to treat his infection. Undertaker and Eddie cuddle for warmth. And Alberto Del Rio cannot handle the circumstances and commits suicide. John Cena thinks about winning. Markiplier tends to Kevin Owens' wounds. Mark Henry receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Tyler Breeze hunts for other tributes. Ricky Steamboat runs away from it. Ricky Steamboat runs away from Jimmy Snuka. The Rock, Sheamus, and Andre hunt for other tributes. Antonio Cesaro begs for Accelerate D Customs to kill him. He refuses, keeping Antonio Cesaro alive. Shane McMahon thinks about home. John Cena and Xavier Woods, Big Show, Jacksepticeye hunt for other tributes. Sami Zayn, Mark Henry, Eddie, Adrian Neville, and Randy Orton hunt for other tributes. Markiplier, Shawn Michaels, Corey Graves, and EC Manly 44 raid Undertaker's camp while he is hunting. Triple H sprains ankle. BRB. Where was I? Triple H frames running away from Big E. Mr. McMahon discovers a cave. Bo Dallas injures himself. Bray Wyatt tries to sleep through the entire day. And Mysterio injures himself. Kevin Owens receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. And Daniel Bryan died from hypothermia. Two cannon shots can be heard in the distance. And Alberto Del Rio and Daniel Bryan. They're both dead. Jacksepticeye and Markiplier tell stories about themselves to each other. Jimmy Snuka and Mr. McMahon talk about the tribute still alive. Rey Mysterio cooks his food before putting his fire out. Randy Orton and Tyler Breeze talk about the tribute still alive. John Cena thinks about winning. Shane McMahon cries himself to sleep. Antonio Cesaro kills Shawn Michaels while he's sleeping. Sheamus thinks about home. Accelerate D Customs fence. Ricky Steamboat, Big E, and Xavier Woods away from his fire. BRB. Where was I? Triple H and Neville sleep in shifts. EC Medley 44 tends to his wounds. Bray Wyatt tends to Kevin Owens' wounds. Eddie Guerrero questions his sanity. Mark Henry climbs the tree to rest. Undertaker, Big Show, and Sami Zayn tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Bo Dallas screams for help, and The Rock and Corey Graves hold hands. Big E equals sanity. Triple H searches for a water source. Corey Graves, The Rock, Mr. McMahon, Sami Zayn, and Jacksepticeye have forever tributes. Andre practices his archery. Tyler Breeze picks flowers. Kevin Owens receives an explosive. Markiplier begs for Shane McMahon to kill him. He refuses, keeping Markiplier alive. Bray Wyatt makes a wooden spear. Big Show overhears Eddie and John Cena talking in the distance. EC Manley 44 tries to sleep through the entire day. Ricky Steamboat and Adrian Neville work together for the day. Jimmy Snuka travels to higher ground. Antonio Cesaro taints Mark Henry's food, killing him. Accelerate D Customs makes a slingshot. Sheamus sees smoke in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Bo Dallas begs for Rey Mysterio to kill him. He refuses, keeping Bo Dallas alive. Undertaker and Randy Orton work together for the day, and Xavier Woods accidentally steps on a landmine. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Shawn Michaels, Mark Henry, Xavier Woods. Sami Zayn, Big E, Adrian Neville, and Rey Mysterio tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Mr. John Cena into his shelter. Undertaker screams for help. Shane McMahon receives fresh water. Big Show quietly hums. Antonio Cesaro attempts to Markiplier's wounds. Randy Orton sets Jimmy Snuka on fire with a Molotov. Bray Wyatt overpowers Triple H, killing him. EC Manley 44 cries himself to sleep. Accelerate D Customs tends to Bo Dallas' wounds. The Rock forces Ricky Steamboat to kill Corey Graves or Andre. He decides to kill Andre. Eddie sees a fire, but still stays hidden. Kevin Owens destroys Tyler Breeze's supplies while he is asleep, and Jacksepticeye kills Sheamus as he tries to run. The Rock is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Randy Orton receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Rey Mysterio and Mr. McMahon split up to search for resources. Ricky Steamboat shoots an arrow at Bo Dallas, but misses and kills me instead. Shane McMahon constructs a sack. John Cena overhears Eddie and Markiplier talking in the distance. Undertaker camouflages himself in the bushes. Sami Zayn searches for firewood. Bray Wyatt sprains his ankle while running away from Accelerate D Customs. Big Show is unable to convince Jacksepticeye to not kill him. Tyler Breeze searches for a water source. Corey Graves receives medical supplies. Kevin Owens searches for firewood, and Adrian Neville ambushes Antonio Cesaro and kills him. Big E discovers a cave. 7 cannon shots can be heard from the distance. Close that. Jimmy Snuka, Triple H, Andre, Sheamus, EC Manly 44, Big Show, and Antonio Cesaro. John Cena goes to sleep. Rey Mysterio kills Jacksepticeye with a sickle. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Eddie tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Mr. McMahon and Adrian Neville tell stories about themselves to each other. The Rock lets Big E into a shelter. Bo Dallas lets Bray Wyatt sleep in shifts. Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt sleep in shifts. Undertaker stays awake all night. Markiplier receives clean water. Shane McMahon thinks about home. Corey Graves stays awake all night. Tyler Breeze receives medical supplies. Ricky Steamboat and XLRD Custom tell stories about themselves to each other. Mr. McMahon overhears Adrian Neville and Rey Mysterio talking in the distance. Big E chases Bray Wyatt. Markiplier sets Bo Dallas on fire with a Molotov. Tyler Breeze fishes. Eddie explores the arena. The Rock makes a wooden spear. Corey Graves fishes. John Cena overhears Kevin Owens and Accelerate the Customs talking in the distance. Sami Zayn camouflages himself in the bushes. Shane McMahon and Ricky Steamboat split up to find resources. Undertaker receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor, and Randy Orton collects fruit from a tree. 2 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Jacksepticeye and Bo Dallas. Believe these nuts. Adrian Neville is unable to start a fire and sleeps without one. Randy Orton pushes The Rock off a cliff in a knife fight. Kevin Owens and Markiplier tell stories about themselves to each other. Sami Zayn convinces Undertaker to snuggle with him. Mr. McMahon passes out from exhaustion. Bray Wyatt, John Cena, Corey Graves, and Eddie track down and kill Tyler Breeze. Shane McMahon, Accelerate D. Customs, and Rey Mysterio tearfully sing songs together. Big E destroys Ricky Steamboat's supplies while he is asleep. Kevin Owens receives an explosive. Bray Wyatt receives fresh food. Eddie, Shane McMahon, Ricky Steamboat, and Markiplier raid Adrian Neville's camp while he is hunting. Mr. McMahon tries to sleep through the entire day. Sami Zayn, Rey Mysterio, Undertaker, and Accelerate D. Customs raid Big E's camp while he is hunting. John Cena taints Randy Orton's food, killing him. Corey Graves makes a wooden spear. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. The Rock, Tyler Breeze, and Randy Orton. Markiplier and Shane McMahon hold hands. Adrian Neville, Accelerate D. Customs, and Big E unsuccessfully ambush Bray Wyatt, Undertaker, and Rey Mysterio, who killed them instead. Eddie receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. John Cena and Corey Graves. John Cena tends to Corey Graves' wounds. Mr. McMahon receives clean water. Sami Zayn bashes Kevin Owens' head with a mace. Ricky Steamboat thinks about winning. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs. Shane McMahon destroys Undertaker's memoirs out of spite. Markiplier, John Cena, Sami Zayn, Corey Graves, Mr. McMahon, Bray Wyatt, Eddie, Ricky Steamboat, and Rey Mysterio decided not to go to the feast. Undertaker accidentally steps on a landmine. Shane McMahon makes a slingshot. Eddie receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. John Cena and Markiplier John Cena steals from Markiplier while he isn't looking. Mr. McMahon receives clean water. Rey Mysterio travels to higher ground. Bray Wyatt hunts for other tributes. Corey Graves stabs Ricky Steamboat with his tree branch, and Sami Zayn searches for a water source. 6 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Adrian Neville, Accelerate D Custom, Big E, Kevin Owens, Undertaker, and Ricky Steamboat. Corey Graves receives medical supplies. Cena cries himself to sleep. Markiplier kills Sami Zayn with a sickle. Mr. McMahon repeatedly stabs Bray Wyatt to death with saws. Rey Mysterio climbs a tree to rest. Shane McMahon tends to his wounds, and Eddie receives medical supplies. Rey Mysterio unknowingly eats toxic berries. Eddie severely injures Corey Graves and leaves him to die. Shane McMahon searches for firewood. Markiplier chases Mr. McMahon. And John Cena dies as the century. 5 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Sami Zayn, Bray Wyatt, Rey Mysterio, Corey Graves, and John Cena. Mr. McMahon severely injures Eddie and leaves him to die. Markiplier destroys Shane McMahon's supplies while he is asleep. Markiplier sets off an explosive, killing Shane McMahon and Mr. McMahon. And your winner is... Oh, wait. 3 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Eddie, Shane McMahon, and Mr. McMahon. And your winner is... Markiplier from District 9. Now, I also give out some points for the most kills. 4 kills. And Bray Wyatt gets the most kills award of 6 kills. Now, as I have to say, adios amigos.